$10,000 saved feels like crossing a finish line, but it's actually a starting line, and most people treat it like they've arrived. Here's the problem. Nobody tells you that the way you handle money has to change at each level. Not just what you save, but where it goes, how it grows, and what you stop worrying about. Most beginners hit a number, feel good for a week, and then keep doing exactly what got them there. That's the mistake. The average American has less than $1,000 in savings. If you've hit 5 figures, you're already ahead of most. But ahead of most isn't the same as on the right path. There are 3 net worth milestones where the rules of the game genuinely shift: $10,000, $50,000, and $100,000. At each one, different tools become available to you, different risks become real, and the right next move changes completely. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do, not just feel at each level. $10,000 is not wealth, but it is the first number where you have actual options. For most beginners, $10,000 represents roughly 2 to 3 months of basic living expenses. That's your emergency fund, the financial cushion that keeps one unexpected bill from becoming a debt spiral. Without it, you're one car repair or one medical bill away from a credit card balance that takes months to pay off. Why this matters for a beginner. Most financial stress is caused not by low income, but by having zero buffer. When there's no cushion, every financial decision gets made in panic mode, and panic is expensive. What to actually do at $10,000? First, move your money. If your $10,000 is sitting in a standard bank savings account, it's losing ground to inflation. The average traditional savings account pays around 0.5% interest. A high-yield savings account, or HISA, typically pays 4 to 5% annually right now. That difference on $10,000 is roughly $400 to $450 per year. You don't have to do anything clever, you just have to move it. Second, open your first investment account. Even if you only put in $50 a month, a Roth IRA is a good starting point. It's a retirement account that lets your money grow tax-free, meaning you pay taxes on what you put in now, and you pay nothing when you take it out later. The contribution limit is $7,000 per year. You don't need to max it, you just need to start. The common mistake at $10,000, treating the emergency fund as an investment. Your HISA is not where you build wealth, it's where you keep your safety net. Once it's funded, the new money goes elsewhere. Beginners who leave everything in savings earn 5% on money that could be compounding in the market at 8 to 10% historically. Every month you wait has a cost. $50,000 is where something starts to happen that most beginners don't see coming. Compound interest stops being a concept in a YouTube video and starts showing up on your statements. Compound interest means your money earns returns, and then those returns earn returns. At $10,000 earning 8% annually, you gain $800 in year 1. At $50,000 earning the same rate, you gain $4,000, and the year after that, you're earning 8% on $54,000. The snowball is rolling. It's still small, but it's real. Why this matters: at $50,000, time stops being the only thing working for you. The balance itself starts doing work. This is why getting to $50,000 matters more than almost any financial advice that follows, because below this threshold, your behavior drives the outcome. Above it, the math starts to help. What to actually do at $50,000? Get serious about tax-advantaged accounts. If your employer offers a 401k with any matching contribution, meaning your company adds money on top of what you put in, and you're not maximizing that match, you're leaving free money in someone else's pocket. The match is typically 3 to 6% of your salary. On a $60,000 salary, a 4% employer match you're not taking is $2,400 per year you're not collecting. If you haven't maxed your Roth IRA, prioritize it. At $50,000 in net worth, you likely have the cash flow to contribute more than the minimum. The compound growth difference between maxing your Roth at 30 versus starting at 40 can be $200,000 or more by retirement, not from additional contributions, but purely from time. The common mistake at $50,000, lifestyle inflation. This is when you start making more or saving more, and your spending quietly rises to match it. New car, nicer apartment, bigger subscriptions. All reasonable decisions individually, But if your expenses rise every time your income does, the gap between what you earn and what you keep never grows. $50,000 is where you either accelerate or stall. The ones who accelerate keep their lifestyle stable and redirect the difference. There's a reason $100,000 gets talked about so much in personal finance. It's not just a round number, it's the threshold where compound interest starts to feel like it's doing the heavy lifting. Here's the rule of 72, a simple way to estimate how long it takes your money to double. Divide 72 by your expected annual return. At 8% annual growth, 72 divided by 8 equals 9 years to double. That means $100,000 becomes $200,000 in roughly 9 years without you adding a single dollar. At $10,000, the same math gives you $20,000, still good, but the absolute numbers are smaller. At $100,000, the machine starts running itself. Why this matters? Below $100,000, your savings rate, how much you contribute, is the biggest driver of growth. Above $100,000, the return on your existing balance starts competing with new contributions in terms of impact. The strategy shifts. What to actually do at $100,000? Shift focus from savings rate to investment allocation. At this stage, where your money is invested matters as much as how much you're adding. A difference of 2% in annual return on $100,000 is $2,000 per year, and over 20 years, that gap compounds into tens of thousands of dollars. Diversify intentionally. If everything is in one account or one type of asset, you're carrying more risk than necessary. A simple 3-fund portfolio, a total U.S. market index fund, an international index fund, and a bond index fund is a well-established starting point that doesn't require you to pick stocks or time the market. The common mistake at $100,000, thinking you need to get more aggressive. Some people hit 6 figures and suddenly feel confident enough to start trading individual stocks, chasing higher returns. Historically, most active investors underperform simple index funds over a 10-year period. The impulse to do something with a larger balance is understandable, but it usually costs money rather than making it. If you're seeing your own situation in these milestones, the subscribe button is right there. Every week on The Vault, this is what we do. Real numbers, real steps, no noise. Here's the part most people don't hear. The biggest variable at every milestone isn't what you know. It's how long you wait between knowing and doing. Research on investor behavior shows that the average person delays opening an investment account by 2 to 3 years after they first consider it. They research, they watch videos, they wait until they feel ready. 2 to 3 years of inaction on $10,000 at 8% annual growth is roughly $1,800 to $2,600 in growth that never happened. But here's the counterintuitive part. The psychological difficulty of each milestone doesn't decrease as your net worth grows. Saving the first $10,000 feels impossible. Then saving to $50,000 feels like it takes forever. Then $100,000 feels like a wall. What actually changes is the math, not the feeling. The feeling of I'm not there yet persists at every level for almost everyone. That means waiting until it feels right will always cost you. The people who reach each milestone and take the right next step aren't more confident than you. They just stopped waiting for the feeling to change and acted on the information instead. That's the real gap between people who build wealth and people who stay stuck. Not income, not luck, not financial knowledge. Timing, specifically, the gap between understanding something and doing it. If you're below $10,000, the goal is clear. Build the emergency fund first. Open a HISA today, not next week. You don't need a financial plan before you open a savings account. Start there. If you're somewhere between $10,000 and $50,000, find out if your employer offers a 401k match and whether you're taking it. If you're not, that's your first move. It's the closest thing to a guaranteed return that exists in personal finance. If you're approaching $100,000, pull up your investment accounts and look at what's actually in them, not the balance, the allocation. Where is the money invested? Is it diversified? Is it sitting in a default money market account your 401k assigned when you enrolled? A lot of people have retirement accounts they've been contributing to for years but never actually invested the money inside. That's worth checking. You don't have to do everything at once. Each milestone only asks one or two things of you. Do those things, then let the math work. Here's the one thing to take away. Every milestone changes what your money needs from you, not just how much you have, but how you manage it. $10,000 means you've built a floor. $50,000 means the growth is starting. $100,000 means the money is doing work alongside you. You don't have to be at any of these levels to use this information. You just have to know what's waiting for you when you get there and what to do the moment you arrive. If this helped you get clear on where you stand, share it with someone who's asking the same question. The next video is right there when you're ready.